Good morning, officially, everyone. Welcome to the Market Watch Group Midweek Check-In. I am Scott. Here's our disclaimers. As always, we're not brokers. We're not advisors. We don't give advice. We don't give recommendations. This is for education and illustrative purposes only. What are we going to do today? Well, we'll talk about it. It's a full day, a light day. Like the expectations of volume having any increase are very, very minimal. But it could still be a day that moves. So we're going to see what happens with that. We're closed tomorrow, half day, light day on Friday. That's kind of what we're looking for going into the weekend. Volume is low. Okay. Bob Walker, good morning from Florida. Okay, let me check my settings. And make sure. Anybody else having the same issue? It's the right. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. Okay, I gave it a manual adjustment. Did that help? Let me know. Sam says, I think it would be great to be on the same platform so we can see. Oh, wait, are you guys not seeing each other's chat? Did he mean, volume very low. Trading volume, probably so. Got it. Sam, are you able to see everybody else's comments in chat or no? Okay, yeah. All right. What else? Mindset for open trades. I would imagine you're still managing some trades. So, let's talk about what we'll do with those. Setups, there was a few early. So yesterday we went through and there was some early pullbacks candidates, but nothing that's really like, oh, this thing is knocking at the door. Tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah? Tell me if you think there's like, hey, but look at XYZ, look at ABC, look at trading plan, progress. Remember, for those of you who are completing the cycle, we're on section 8. Then what? I say let's take a break, but then at the same time, we've got new people starting all the time. Probably we'll just go back to section 1, start again, take another pass at it. Okay, you did mean hearing volume. You have yours set to 100, but it is better now. Well, I did give it a little manual turn, so I'm glad that helped a little bit. Oh, no, Sam, I'm not. Anything that should be from the same thing, you and I are seeing the same comments. I'm literally getting the comments from from YouTube. So, yeah. We may split it eventually. I'm actually leaning a little more towards the circle stream. We may have a couple of different ways based on the type of meeting that it is, right? And so we'll see. We'll play it by ear. All right, let's go hit it. I thought I had already updated, but let's go take a look at what's going on. Talking Bitcoin at Thanksgiving is different this time. It definitely popped. Futures are flat. S&P 0.05 down. Dow 0.1% up. NASDAQ 0.2% down. And then the Russell, look at that, 0.6. Little small cap bump. I wouldn't be surprised. Now I said, okay, so here's the order I would put it in. I'd be pretty surprised to see a big sell-off 1.5%, 2%. That'd be like really surprising. Could we end up down 0.5% today on low volume because the market's just kind of testing around some areas? Yeah, I could see that. I could see flat doji candles. We go up, we go down, we finish where we start, which is where we are now. And I can even see it going up a little bit, right? I would imagine a tepid day. It doesn't seem like now that we're at the end of a little bit of a bullish push. We'll see. This is though where my expectation for the calendar spread will increase, because we have a light day, then a day off, then a half day, then weekend, and then it's Monday, and it's like we get 5 days. When you are managing long trades, it's like you have to wait for Thursday, you lose a day of time, then you get only a little bit of time on Friday, then you have to wait for Saturday, and then you have to wait for Sunday. And so, yeah, the holidays have an interesting component. The same thing around Christmas week, where it's like the market's open, it's light, things could happen. Do you close? Do you hold? Do you tighten stops? Those are the kinds of questions we want to talk about here. News-wise, we don't have much. Oh, no, sorry. I was looking at Monday. We didn't have anything. News-wise, we have kind of a lot today. This is what's come out. Anyone get the GDP? I didn't see the number. Was that here? Oh, there it is. Came in at 2.8. Solid 2.8%. Remember, one of the things that we would like to see is GDP faster than inflation? And right now, the answer is yes. Right? It's funny because we're like, everyone says, what are you talking about? Inflation's not down. Prices are elevated. Inflation doesn't measure prices. Prices are elevated. Inflation measures price growth. Inflation is down, right? We're growing it. Now, inflation's, I don't know what the Fed would. It would be interesting if the Fed would actually be like, we put inflation at this based on all the data. It's always like looking backwards. But we'll put it around 2.3, 2.4, right? Would everyone agree with that? And GDP at 2.8, that's in the right order. So that's good. What else do we have coming out? We have income and spending. Income is supposed to stay flat. Spending drop, but still in growth, positive mode. That's good. And then we have PCE today. Oh, there we go. Expected to go up by 0.2, but that's still at 2.3. Stay the same, up a titch. So this is where, if it goes up a little bit, the comment is, oh, it's higher. Let's real quickly, we've got a couple of minutes. 3 weeks from today. And right now, we've had a shift. We were 50-50 really for a little bit there. Now it's 2-1 in favor of one more cut. What do you think the news is going to do, even though they've already forecasted that year over year is likely to come in a little bit higher than last time, which means inflation's higher, it's faster. Is that going to spook the market? I think it's fine. We'll see what happens. Give me your comments. I'm still in the boat of one more cut. I think the Fed knew. I don't think the Fed is like watching day to day like, okay, we're going to know soon. I think that they knew the plan and it was going to be 0.5, 0.25, 0.25. They knew the plan the whole time. And with the exception of some crazy unforeseen change where they're like, whoa, inflation came in at 4% all of a sudden. They're like, holy crap, which obviously didn't happen. That's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Yes, it's they're watching day to day and they're going to make their judgment based on what PCE comes in today, or they already know and they've known the whole time. Let me know what you think. Market's open. We did our pre-market. Let's go take a look. How's everybody's pre-market routine these days? When we don't talk, do you do the same routine? Do you find that you have a consistency there now? Okay. I put I'm in this account and I'm managing the trade, the Cisco trade. So in the Cisco trade, if anyone is still in it, the potential take profit. I need to put the word potential because I feel like this is like more instructional, but you might have a different potential take profit target. You might you might not want one. But ours was 59.50, and you can see we're at 59.66. Yesterday it hit it, so today in the order I did, we had 6 contracts, so I took 2 of them off, leaving 4 to stay and see if this thing can continue pushing. It's starting to pinch. It's already up and down a little bit, so certainly I'm not gonna blindly let this go. What else would I be thinking about with this trade? I'd be thinking to myself at this point, I should have at the minimum a stop down here at 58.05, but probably even up here at, let's call it 58.50, right? 58.50. So if with the rest of this trade, and technically, Miguel, it did hit the target yesterday, so that's certainly, I didn't even look at it until the Cisco. Okay, 61 target. So right now, a stop at 58, a little over 58 is a break even. If it moves up to 58.50, now what? Now you're locking in gains. You're still giving it room. I'm not trying to put a stop so tight that it just little jiggle pops me out of the trade. But at this point, this stop now has me with profit, 120, and that's on the remaining 4 after already booking $160 profit. And this was only a $240 risk trade, $300 in the trade total. 140's off in profits with the first 2. Tightening the stop would get you at least another 100, it looks like, depending on how long it takes. Yeah, I mean, there's a few different ways you could play this. So if you're in it, tell me what you're doing. Miguel said he took half yesterday. Tightening stop, what are you looking for? My target was 61. Let's see if we think that that's in the cards. I mean, it just feels like it could still do it, right? Don't let. It's so funny how easily, I say this because I know that I personally have, oh, there we go. I was going to say, sometimes you look at the early candle and you're like, oh, I don't know if it's going to get there. It's 7:34. We're 4 minutes into the day. We don't know anything about today. 4 minutes in. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Looks fine. What was the Palantir? See? See? Patience. The line is there. The path is established for us. We can go forth and let it flourish. Who still has some of their Palantir? You might have taken half because it actually got very near a target, a take profit, I think. No, actually, mine was higher. I think my take profit was higher. I don't have it up. Okay. Let's go look at the SPY. We'll go through the whole watch list today. How your trades look today? Let me know. So you can see the spiders are just kind of flat, just kind of sitting at this same spot. What does that mean for the calendar spread? And if you're in the calendar, let me know. Nothing. It just means that we sit here and do nothing. And we watch and we wait. I could still take action. If it were to drop to the downside and volatility increases, it would look completely different. You might think if this drops to 588, I'll be losing money. That's not happening. That's not what it would look like. If the market dropped to 588, we would get at least 2% volatility, I would imagine. So remember, I'm going to mark it actually. Let me mark it. 588. Right here. Okay. We think we're going to be losing $120. $120 if it drops down to 588. Okay. Everyone's been enjoying the analyze work, so I'm trying to do more of it to keep you captivated. So keep your eye on that number while I make a volatility adjustment. At 1%, it's almost at break even out there at 588. At 1% volatility. What do you mean 1% volatility, Scott? Someone has that question in their mind. Let me answer it. VIX, this is why we look at the VIX. If the VIX goes from 14 to 15. Now, if we dropped from 600 to 588, because I know you guys are understanding the VIX significantly better than you have before. 588's down here. You know we're getting more than 1% if it drops down here, right? You know if we get something like this again, okay? Well, what did that do last time? Let's look at that. We went from 14 to 17. So, 3%. 3%. Fast. Let's take a quick look. Press. I don't want to forget a holding. Always got to go there first. Okay. What are your thoughts? We're kind of... We're feeling some friction here at this old resistance. Yeah. It's still holding up. I mean, if it starts to fall sideways here, then I'd get more concerned, especially, right? But I think it still has plenty of potential. The stochastics is just barely pinching for the first time. But if you're thinking to yourself, I'm about to hit some crazy time decay cycles, maybe I'm going to just lock a little gain in on mine because it has gain, right? It has some gain. So we can take some profits, we can tighten the stop, and then we can let the rest run. And then whatever happens next, you have the ability to find the gratitude, right? To be thankful. It's Thanksgiving. High can actually look good too, right? Because then if it goes higher, your gratitude is that you held on to some. And if it goes lower, your gratitude is that you locked some gains in. It's for me, that strategy is definitely more psychological than mathematical, though I believe you could make a great mathematical case for it as far as, helping to manage exits better, right? I definitely used to just do all all at once, right? It's like, I'm in. I want all of it to get to my target. Roar. And yeah, I would roar at the end. Roar. And I stopped doing that. The market didn't like it when I did that. The lawnmower's like, no. That's enough. Okay. On the 1 hour as well. Nice. I like it. And don't forget, if you're ever looking for that intermediate. So let me go to the Heiken Ashi, as he says. Nice. Still growth candles. You always have the ability to test that middle ground, right? Here's where you see this will give these and then start again. So my thought would be, hey, this thing is just starting on the next, hopefully one of these. You get one, sideways, two. So these swing trades can sometimes break down like that. So we might be thinking one, a little sideways. This is the second. And so can I start to, if this thing gets up to 86, use the 4 hour to sort of get my stop a little tighter? Yes, that's a mechanism you can use. Absolutely. Okay. Nope. Let me go to 6 months. Thanks for calling that out, Press. That was a good one to look at. That's working fine, right? Like, are we thinking, oh, this should be going so much? No, we don't think that. We're thinking, hey, a nice bullish day would be great to continue holding some trades with. Okay. I'm up 1%. Back to the volatility discussion. Let's reorient ourselves. We were losing $120 down at 588. But if by the time it drops down there, it comes with 3% volatility again, let's give it another 1% volatility. And then let's give it one more after that. 3%. Oh, that's fantastic down there. We're actually making money down there and still making $12 a day in time. So that as we get Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, if we were to drop, this is why I'm telling you that I look at this as somewhat actually being a downside hedge. If we were to drop, this would be okay. This trade would hold up and I would hold on to it. I could actually add a butterfly or another calendar down at the bottom to just sort of give me a little bit of cushion. Because if this thing goes back up from here, time keeps ticking. Yeah, this trade. So let me know if you're in this one. I want to know how many people took it. I know at least Miguel did. Miguel, are you still in this one? Let me know if anyone else has this trade. Now, I might be looking at, it's interesting because I would normally put one on for this holiday weekend, but this trade we have right now is literally perfect. It's right. The top of our peak is within 50 cents of where we are right now. Okay. Let's get to the watch list. Any questions, comments, or concerns, or are we ready to go see everything? Let me make sure I can still see everybody's comments. And yep, in the dead center, making money, we do nothing but wait. Nothing but wait. It's behaving exactly as we would want a calendar spread to behave. AXP. Okay, so I would imagine you should have at least one or two still financial trades. So it's about profit management, just like everything else we've been talking about today. It's all about profit management. I kind of jumped. Hold on a second. Apple. I want you to notice that Apple got up. I left this old one. You can see it went up, and then it hiccuped, and then it just sort of meandered its way and got where? Oh, right to that line of ours that we drew. Took a while. What does that mean to me? Well, it means to me that if the next move comes back down like this, That's an absolute. We love to be able to trade Apple. When Apple, which is 11% of the NASDAQ, is participating bullishly, that makes everything else easier. Keep in mind that the technology recovering the way we've seen it in our sector rotation has occurred, even though Apple is sideways, Microsoft's been sideways, and those are enormous behemoths of technology, right? The two biggest have just been kind of lackluster. We would love to see if this thing can try to bust up out of this. So I'm optimistic about that. With my market posture touching 7. Aflac still has some room. Amazon. Okay. So it tried. If you got in, a little hiccup. Nothing to be concerned about. Here is, I'm going to start my new list of pullbacks. These are the things that I believe will be our next potential trades. Right now, what do I have? I have kind of a pennant formation. If it goes a little further, I might think it's a flag. I would let it go all the way to here, and then it becomes a pullback. So I have like this zone where different types of consolidations can occur. And you can see we'll be waiting to see what it looks like there. This looks great. We should definitely be looking for something here. AXP, as we said, thinking about profits if you're in it. BAC, probably the same thing, but plenty of room to continue pushing forward. BK, still pushing. BX is on my list of pullbacks. I've got a little flag. Got to this new high. Got this kind of a little flag pattern coming in here. If I see it pop, I'll have to think about that. Caterpillar. Wow, Caterpillar's looking great. It's not tradable. It's looking pretty good. CLS on the list. Right? We have enough stocks on our list. I think we're around 85 stocks that we should be expecting signals, good levels of signals constantly developing and coming our way. And here's one of them. So there you go. CMG. Add it to the list. Just like that. If you're in it, you're probably managing profit still. But yeah, I'm thinking, hey, this thing could pull back to 60, whatever. There's opportunity here. It's in this general uptrend. CNK. It's kind of a grinder all of a sudden, right? This isn't giving great entries here through this. And you can see it's still going up. It's not like I'm like, oh, the stock doesn't look good. This is a hiccup, and I like this. This is one that I'm like, we were watching for it, and then it just got this blast-off move. Right here, we were watching, and it did the blast-off, and then really didn't get anything else. This day it failed, and then it just sort of is meandering back, so the buyers are recovering. Great. I mean, we've had to sit through these kinds of hiccups before. It's nice when we can just watch it and see if the hiccup actually gives us the next entry. So I'm definitely watching for that. Cisco, still going. Let's see if we can't squeeze a little more out of this thing. Delta's on my list. Delta's on my list. Carrier. Setting up. Oh, yeah. Setting up. Good call out. Thank you, Miguel. Lovely. Made a little 5-day run. Now it's giving a little bit of a little hiccup here. Yeah, I would definitely put, this 82, 83 mark in range on the next move. So yeah, I like that a lot. Let's drop it on the watch list. And then let me get back up where I was. Coherent. Yes. Cisco, no. Delta. Okay, let's see. DocuSign. DocuSign, yes, except you've got earnings just like coming up not too long from now. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that. Fastenal still on a bullish run. FI maybe starting to pull back. We'll keep an eye on that one. Flex, definitely. Fox, maybe. Bitcoin has pulled back and is maybe trying to get ready to go again. GE Vernova. Actually, kind of a good list here. Gold, maybe. I don't know. GM's funky. Let's watch it. Google's under the 50. Goldman Sachs. No, you had to be in it already. Overextended. Hood. Kind of looks like it's trying to pull back a little bit there. Sam says MSTR. Yeah, that one I think is it's a shark frenzy, but it definitely Howmet Aerospace. It's very interesting. There's just kind of all of a sudden a sneaky big number of setups here for me. IBM not yet, but getting close. IP, put it on the list. I don't think I gave myself enough room on my note card. IWM, JCI, KKR, still going. The gift that keeps on giving. KKR and PLTR, I think, are probably my two best fall stocks. 3 trades apiece. 3 winners. 3 really good. I mean, it was just when everyone goes around the table tomorrow and everyone says what they're thankful for, I'm going to say KKR and PLTR. And then I'll be like, also you guys. Now, the bird's been soaking in beer and apple cider for 12 hours. Might have to start a checking account with him, right? That's funny. Love it. All right, let's get to the second half of this thing. What a great list so far. Like I said, bullish. We're expecting to be bullish. MasterCard. It's not bullish now, but it looks good still. Meta. Can't seem to figure it out with Meta either. It's a behemoth these days, though. Morgan Stanley. It's a pullback. I'd be thinking about it. Microsoft. Right? It's been so lackluster. How do we expect when 20% of technology is Microsoft and Apple, and those two are just sort of sitting around twiddling their thumbs? Come on, you two. Get it together. MSTR. Right? Sam, 100%. But it's a doozy. Boom, boom. Look at this thing accelerate. Whoa, parabolic. Pulls back, still a higher low. That's the point, right? It's a tough one. And the thing is you could still get this thing to like 480 and it's a great trade because it's so much room. But I know like we have it on our list, but I'll tell you what, it got nuts through here. Am I wrong? Like that's a hell of a ride right there. This was actually a pretty good ride before that showed up. And then it just changed the scale. Right? If I take this off and I come back here and I'm just like, hey, how does this thing look? You're like, woo, it's volatile, boy. Look at that thing move. Look at it go. And then you're like, I don't know. Now it's moving, right? Changes the scale. But I agree with you on the call out. The technicals are 100% right. The question is, does your stomach give you the ability for that ride? 15 years ago, I'd have chomped at that without even a second thought. It's funny. Netflix. These days, I'm like, I don't know. Just a little rickety from my old bones. NASDAQ looks great, or NDAQ looks great, but overextended. Netflix, put it on the list. NVIDIA, ooh, I don't know. I don't love it popping the 50. I don't love that. We're about 20 off the high. We're about 17 off of the resistance. That is a correction. I don't know. Give me your thoughts on NVIDIA. Anyone trading it? Palantir? Come on, Palantir. Let's get going. PayPal maybe on a little hiccup. NASDAQ down 0.6. Roblox. I think Roblox could still hold up. RBLX. That's a good list I have here. Reddit. Reddit's on the lists. I like the way that one looks as well. Rocket Labs. Overextended. C Limited. Oh, that looks pretty good. Let's put that there. A little flag showing up. Sandy gave one. She gave it to me a back a ways. SRE. What do we got there? SRE. Sempra. Ooh, Sempra. Very nice. Nice move up. Higher high. Little flag. Little flag pattern. No NVIDIA. I agree. Palantir is good enough. NVIDIA actually is a little iffy. Sometimes people just like assume they're like, oh, NVIDIA is the best. Yeah, we can't make that assumption. It has been at times. Sometimes I've liked TSM better. Right now, definitely I like PLTR better. Yeah, SRE. I mean, I agree with your assessment on that. Southern. Well, starting to move. A little utility play maybe. SoFi. Overextended. Starting to flag. That's a mover right there. SoFi. Here is the SPY. Just sitting tight. Tegna. Overextended. TJX. Oh, man. Earnings just gave that a big old jump start. Real nice move. T-Mobile, a little bit of a hiccup. Little pause, possibly in its up move. I like T-Mobile, though. Toast, no, nothing there. Tesla, maybe. Probably not. Yeah, both NVIDIA and Taiwan are both just sort of like sinking under their 50s right now. That's an interesting to observe. TTD flagging. Got to go to the other side of my note card. Real nice. It's just whether we get setups during this holiday weekend. Twilio looks good. Upwork overextended. The dollar is pulling back a little bit. The VIX is just sitting low. It's continuing to hang out down there. VRT. Yes. Visco. Overextended. Walmart. Overextended. Let's just take a quick peek at Zillow. Overextended. So we've got quite a bit kind of pushing resistance. You're managing profits, tightening stops, taking gains, and carrying that through while we look at, let me see what I've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 13, 18, 21. I've got 21 setup candidates developing. Okay. Managing the current list, waiting for the next grouping to come into play. They're on deck. They're ready to go. I feel good about it. I feel like I'm ready to go enjoy Thanksgiving. What are your thoughts? Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any concerns. Other than that, if it's snowing where you are, be safe. I hope that you... I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. Glenn will be here this afternoon. There is nothing scheduled for tomorrow. And then the normal schedule on Friday, Black Friday. Actually, it's not the normal schedule. I need to talk to Glenn about that. The market's going to close early. So if we're going to do a closing session, it has to be... market closes at 1, not at 4. So if you're trading Black Friday, just took profit and fast. Love it, you guys. It's like being in the group makes me happy. Hearing from you makes me happy. Let's plan on 12 to 1 for Friday. I'll make an adjustment to the calendar. So if you're around and you're just kicking about on Friday, hanging out, pop in, talk about the market close. It's good to see everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving. And I won't see you guys until Sunday morning. You guys are probably going to get a nice little vacation where you don't have to hear me speak for a little bit, but have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys Sunday. As always, happy trading.